I'm Jackie, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. This is my channel, Hearth and Apron. Now here you will find all kinds of homemaking motivation, whether it is cleaning, cooking, holidays, decor. You will find like some movie night ideas, family fun ideas. There's so many things, and I cannot wait to have you part of my YouTube family. So if you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit the bell so you know when new videos are coming your way. Now, today's special is something I am just so excited for because it is a group collaboration here with a ton of really fantastic YouTubers. And we have all come together to share our movie night special with you, where we are going to tell you about one of our favorite holiday movies and show you a themed food idea to go along with it. Now, I hope that you will hit that playlist. It is down in the description. These are such creative women. We did this for Halloween, and I was just blown away by their fantastic ideas. So you do not want to miss this. After you are done with the video, make sure to hit down to the description bar and hit that playlist. You will not regret it. Now, my video today is going to be Home Alone. Now, this is a total nostalgic classic for me. It came out when I was a little kid, and I will forever remember Macaulay Culkin and all of his silly fun. I just thought he was the coolest of the cool. So when I decided to do this holiday movie night, I knew that that was my movie. Now, if you have not seen this movie, it is available on Disney Plus right now, as well as the sequel, the third, and I think they just came out with another one. But the first two are like the classics, and that's where I'm getting my inspiration from tonight. We are going to keep it incredibly simple because I feel like in the holidays especially, we do not need things to be overly complicated because there's just not enough time. There's so much to get done, so many places to be, things to do. So I tried to keep this super simple for you guys, but I hope that you really enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we are gonna start out the fun by making a really inexpensive DIY backdrop for my food area. I got a piece of tag board for 50 cents from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to use some crayons and draw out Kevin's battle plan. And I think it's just gonna be the perfect touch. I of course have my DIY sign that I made in a previous episode, and we're gonna put that up there, as well as I think probably a Christmas tree or some other kind of ornament area thing. But you know, don't ever underestimate those simple little touches for your tablescape. They just help to take your movie night, your parties, all of that over the moon. So before we get started though, let's take a look at our menu for tonight. So we are gonna start out with a lovely cheese pizza just for me. Because if you've seen the movies, you know that Kevin is just so mad because his brother Biff and everybody else ate all the cheese pizza, and they know that's the only kind he likes. So it starts the whole movie out with drama. And then he gets left home alone. So what's the first thing he does? He orders himself a lovely cheese pizza just for me. And even in number 2, when he ends up at the Plaza Hotel, one of the first things that he finds, a lovely cheese pizza just for him in his limo, of course. Next up, we are going to make some Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I'm not even going to show you how I make that because everybody knows how to make Kraft macaroni and cheese. I just know that this is something that is a total staple from the movie. He actually says a cute little prayer after he makes it in the microwave, where he says he's thankful for this Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's microwavable, and thanks to the people that had it on sale or something like that. So I thought that was precious, and my daughter likes Kraft macaroni and cheese, so I figured why not. So we're gonna throw that in there, and then it is time to talk the sweets. So in both movies, he also has to help himself to a giant sundae. So we of course have to have a sundae included, and just to give it a little bit more of that Home Alone feel, I'm going to be taking some Jolly Ranchers and making them into little glass shards so we can have those broken ornaments and leaves on the floor as a trap included in our sundae. Now after that, we are going to be talking about snack bar treats, and I'm going to show you how I make my chocolate chip cookies, and they're basically the Neiman Marcus like $250 cookies, but I like to cut them in half because I just feel like we don't need that many cookies. We don't need a giant batch. So, but I will have that recipe linked down below. We are also going to put out like some candy and stuff, and that is inspired because in number 2 he gets to the Plaza Hotel and he opens the little bar. I think it's like Rob Schneider opens the little drink bar, and he is just like, oh, because there's cookies and all of these little goodies just racking up his parents' money. And so I thought that that would be a cute, fun thing for after we had finished our dinner, before, you know, I had finished our sundaes and gotten our dessert all done. So In addition to that, I am going to attempt to make turtle dove hot chocolate bombs. Now, I do not know how this is going to work. I saw Fancy Sprinkles make all of these amazing little chocolate bombs and they make it look so easy. So I got all cocky and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make chocolate bombs. I got this, and I'll do turtle doves because of that adorable lady in number 2. But then I talked to my awesome friend Charity from Momming with Charity, and she said that they can be really hard. So keep your fingers crossed. That one could be a fail, but I'm gonna take you along with me as we try. Now, enough of my blabbing. Let's go ahead and get started.
So I'm just going to draw this sign on with crayons. I did come on beforehand and kind of draw an outline preliminary drawing with pencil just so that it would make my life a little easier.
And some kind of love, my friend. Pick up some candy canes and hang a wreath on your door. It's Christmas, and outside snow's glistening. It's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me tonight. It's just you and me tonight. I'll spend all this Christmas with you.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year.
Wasn't the sign so cute? Now we're gonna go ahead and start making dinner. And I'm not gonna show you exactly how I make my pizza dough crust because I've made it for you multiple times before and I don't wanna be too repetitious with you guys, but I will link that video right above. So make sure to check that one out after you're done with the playlist today. Now, I am going to first show you, I got this idea. I was like, okay, so I will try to make this pizza crust gluten-free since, you know, I have done this before. I got the King Arthur 1-for-1 flour. No. Guys, it looked like moon sand. It was the consistency of moon sand. My husband came in, he's like, can't you add something to this? And there was just like nothing that could be done. So I totally had to scrap that, but I wanted to show you a picture of like the insanity of how that showed up and say, still working on that gluten-free version. If you guys have any tips as to why that was a total fail, let me know down below. But I'm gonna show you exactly how I make the cheese pizza because it is that cheese pizza just for Kevin, but our family did make all of our own individual pizzas as well, and I'll show you one of those too.
As you can see, I decided to make my crust green tonight just for a little bit of extra holiday flair. And then I'm coming around with my Fancy Sprinkles glitter and just adding a little bit of fun on the crust. So after this, I'm just literally going to put on some spaghetti sauce as well as some cheeses and then some oregano. I thought that this turned out really cute and it is just such an easy dinner, you guys. That's probably why I've shown it to you so many times. A quick tip though, when you are making your pizza, if you put all of your cheese in the middle first as opposed to spreading it around, it makes it a lot easier to spread out towards the edges of the pizza without making a mess all over your pan.
That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small. And now it's time to have a merry holiday. What a feeling when it's time for Christmas. Let's sing a carol and we'll bring it here.
So dinner is all ready and it is time to put together our little food area, and I'm just going to throw this sign as well as a couple other decor pieces up and we are going to munch, and then I will see you in just a second to talk about some fun game ideas and different desserts.
Okay, so we are going to go ahead and eat our dinner, but I wanted to take a minute to just tell you some fun game ideas and little things to just take this a little bit extra that I have. So, number 1, in the beginning of the movie, you see Kevin doing target practice with his little G.I. Joe commando-y people. Total game idea, grab your Nerf gun and encourage your kids to play target practice. Now, obviously, you just want to put like up some balls or cups or cans, anything like that, but it's a great way to work on that hand-eye coordination as well as just to have a little bit of fun. Also, hide and seek. I mean, Home Alone is all about hiding and trying to get away from the bad guys. So I thought hide and seek would be a really great game to just add a little bit more fun to your movie night. And there is this awesome lady, Isabella, I think it's longwaitforisabella.com, and she has 4 free printables for you guys. And so I'm gonna have them linked down below. There's a Mad Lib, a crossword, there's a word scramble, and a maze. And I thought that was really cool, especially because she's offering them for free. So make sure to check her out. And if you feel like it, let her know that I sent her your way. So also, I'm going to link 2 Home Alone drinking game ideas that I found on Pinterest down below as well, because why not? All right, dinner is done. It is time to talk dessert. And we are gonna start out with those chocolate chip cookies and setting up the little snack bar area, and then it is time to try those cocoa bombs. And after that, I'm gonna show you how I make my broken ornament sundae, so make sure you stay tuned.
It's time to whip up a batch of Neiman Marcus $250 cookies. I will have the recipe linked in the description down below, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make a half batch here. But a couple quick tips. If you've made these cookies before, you know that you grind up your oats in the blender so that it makes kind of almost an oat flour to go with your mix. Use that same blender to put in the rest of your dry ingredients and just give them a nice blend as opposed to dirtying another bowl. And it makes it so easy to pour in with your creamed sugars and butter. So after this, we're gonna head over to the mixer and cream that butter and sugar and vanilla, add all of our ingredients together, and then we will fold in the chocolate chips and get these things baking. Oh, and you will probably notice I mildly adapted these cookies. I did not shred an actual chocolate bar into this, nor did I add nuts, but they were still absolutely fantastic. So fantastic, actually, I made myself sick with them.
No, it's a time of the year when something's in store for us, 'cause we're falling in love. That's right.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us.
All right, let's talk cocoa bombs. Now, I cut my mold into different pieces so that they would be easier for me to manipulate, and I went ahead and warmed up my chocolate in the microwave for 40 seconds in 20-second intervals. And then I just kind of kept stirring and stirring until it was nice and melted, and I made sure to keep that chocolate moving in between layers. And I ended up adding 3 layers of the chocolate to these molds so that they would be nice and thick enough to keep their shape without breaking. And then I set them back in the freezer until I was ready for them. Now we are going to be making turtle doves to go on top of this, and that is from Home Alone 2. And I just got this little mold off of Amazon. I will have it linked down below, as well as those chocolate molds. And I basically just shove a little chunk of white chocolate into them, and then I use my spatula to make sure and get off all of the excess white chocolate. These turned out so cute, you guys. I am so excited that I made these hot cocoa bombs, and then I get to share them with you.
Just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas.
So now we're going to go ahead and put together these cocoa bombs. Now I used cupcake liners to help keep them still so that my ingredients didn't fall out as I was working on them. And I found that they came out best if I went all the way around the edges of the mold and kind of loosened it up first before I tried to take them out. I saw that a lot of people said that they had trouble breaking these, and I found that that helped a lot. Now after that, we are going to fill them up with our goodies. I'm going to add hot cocoa, marshmallows, sprinkles, and just a dash of cinnamon. So now it's time to add these toppers, and as you can see, I put a piece of parchment onto a griddle that I had, and I used that to help warm them so they didn't stick to the pan. And it only took a couple seconds before they were ready to go on top. After that, we are going to take some chocolate and just kind of swirl it over the top, add some edible glitter, throw on those turtle doves that we made, and then we're going to go over and I'm going to show you a trick on how to add your sprinkles after your chocolate has already set. So as you can see, one of my doves fell off, and I have not had a chance to add my sprinkles yet, No problem. We are going to pull out my embossing heat gun. And I am going to just literally put like 1 to 2 seconds of heat on these cocoa bombs and everything will stick beautifully.
Longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow.
Okay, time to set up our dessert area, and then it is time for some of those broken ornament sundaes.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that
Alright my friends, we are off to make our sundaes in just a second, but really quick, I wanted to recap on these cocoa bombs. Now, I think that they turned out really cute, and I'm incredibly grateful that they turned out because I can see where people could say that these are really difficult. But I did a lot of research, and the tips that I found online, I think just really made these turn out perfect. Number one, as I told you guys earlier, it's imperative you cannot overcook your chocolate because you are not going to get that lovely glossy look, and you're not going to get the crunch that is known for chocolate itself. Now, another tip that I found incredibly useful, run your hands under super cold water before you handle the chocolate pieces and put them together. That way the warmth of your hands is not undoing your work and is not causing these to melt from your warmth of your fingertips. So I found that really, really helpful. Another one, when you are going to put the two pieces together and you're warming it up on the pan, make sure to use a piece of parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to the pan, and be quick with it. It took me less than 4 to 5 seconds and these were ready to go and be put on top. So you want to be on the fly, ready to go when you're doing this. Another tip that I found was to cut the mold. And I saw this online and I was unsure. I mean, I just bought brand new molds to do this. I didn't really want to cut them up, but I think it is so useful that I did it because it really gave you the opportunity to manipulate the mold and turn it around and make sure you got the best coverage possible. And also it made it a lot easier to get them out of the mold itself. So I totally recommend cutting those little sphere molds if you are going to try this at home.
So what makes a broken ornament? Basically, we are just going to be taking some Jolly Ranchers and we are going to melt them on a piece of parchment in the oven at 250 degrees until they are just barely melted. Then I'm going to take them out and set them aside and start putting together my ice cream sundae here. Now, at the end, I am going to take these and just kind of break the piece of Jolly Rancher that I have into pieces so that it looks like little shards of glass and add it on top. And there you go.
wonders will open your mind? May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas, I only wanna be close to you.
Okay, my friends, this is going to be the end of today's episode. I want to take a second first to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I have a couple extra ideas to share, just in case you want to take it a little bit extra. So, number one, throw out some water bottles and put a label on it that says, Wet Bandit Calling Card. Because as you know, the tall one, yeah, I can't remember his name. He is constantly saying and like flooding all the houses saying it's their calling card, thinking it makes them look cool, instead of thinking about the fact that it like tells the cop every place they've been and like directly ties them to every crime. But that's okay, they don't need to be smart. Do some Wet Bandit calling card water. Now, also, if you want to do a whole marathon, start your morning out with some Sticky Bandit fun. You know, just a fun way to just take it a little bit extra. But anyways, I hope you really enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to check out that playlist that is down in the description. You are not going to want to miss what all of these amazing women have in store for you. And I just hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.